Beatrice Dixon became a household name when her plant-based feminine hygiene products went viral. Antonio Garcia Fernandez is the epitome of what it means to be a student athlete. Being unattached doesn't stop him. Rather, it drives his passion for the love of track and field. Due to COVID-19, business owners have experienced many losses and are hopeful that in the near future, they can make up for lost time. But Chloe Blackburn shares how she's adapted and has remained focused during these recent times. Free Chapel is adamant that this will not be the last demonstration they do in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. According to the College and University Food Bank Alliance, the majority of college students are food insecure. More than 30% of them struggle with that daily. I'm Kaelyn Ryan reporting for Valley View News. Although their musical sound is worlds apart, Future, 2 Chainz, and Ariana Grande share one thing in common, and that's their will to give back. $800 million. Well, that's what the Los Angeles Homeless Service Authority needs to house over 15,000 homeless residents. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! In wake of George Floyd's death and police brutality, protests have taken place in all 50 states. In Orange County, Free Chapel Church came together to let it be known that Black Lives Matter. Members of the church say that the church needs to take responsibility.
I do believe that's really, really vital and important that churches take a forefront and a stand so they can go ahead and lead the people.
And I think it's time for them to start acknowledging their silence and participation in anti-Blackness and finally addressing these issues.
Small group leader Alex Williams says change begins in the church.
If the church cannot be a change agent in this fight, we definitely cannot expect the world to be one.
Pastor Ben Prescott believes that spreading the word of God doesn't just stop within church walls.
We need to weep with those who weep. And right now there's a community weeping, and as a white man will never really understand, but I can care. And so I'm here and standing with this community. We're here to weep, we're here to stand for righteousness, stand for justice, stand for peace, and stand for love.
The sound of horns was a sign of solidarity. The community showed their support, even from their cars, by honking, waving, and holding out signs. Protesters pray for better days ahead, singing "We Shall Overcome." Free Chapel is adamant that this will not be the last demonstration they do in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Live from Costa Mesa, I'm Kaelyn Ryan. This courtyard at University Center in Irvine is nearly empty. COVID-19 means almost no one comes here to admire the fountain, or to shop, or to eat. Victor Lin is with a restaurant called Cha.
COVID-19's impact?
It's hard to hear, so we'll repeat his words.
As far as COVID-19's impact, definitely we see a 40 to 50% drop in sale countrywide.
Lin says this location in particular is struggling because most of the customers are students at Irvine University. Many of them are gone.
The university has stopped operating, so naturally our business has dropped quite a lot.
Some businesses here are closed or nearly so, with just the sound of occasional customers and that fountain. Due to COVID-19, business owners have experienced many losses and are hopeful that in the near future they can make up for lost time. For Valley View News, I'm Kaelyn Ryan. Antonio Garcia Fernandez is a student athlete from Spain. He won't let an expired visa keep him from the sport he loves.
My purpose here at season was to run track, but last year the scholarship that got me here ended, and I was faced with the choice of either go back to my country or stay here. My love for track comes from my family. My brother was the one that showed me the way. It worked out really well, and I ended up representing Spain in a few competitions around Europe. My last race in here was in Santa Barbara. I ran there the 60-meter hurdles.
And he won that race.
I'm looking forward for the summer. There I have some competitions lined up with my team, and also if I make the standards, I would be able to run for Spain again, which for me is the highest honors I can get in this sport.
Because of his visa status, he must compete unattached.
I've never been an unattached athlete. It was hard to understand how the process goes.
His old teammates still think of him as being a part of the team.
He's always there to push you. So at times when I'm feeling like I want to give up, he's always there to say, come on, let's do it, we got this.
Whenever I feel like I'm really tired, I can always count on Antonio to give me encouragement. He's not doing it for the money, he's doing it out of the enjoyment for it.
Antonio Garcia Fernandez is the epitome of what it means to be a student athlete. Being unattached doesn't stop him. Rather, it drives his passion for the love of track and field. For Valley View News, I'm Kaelyn Ryan.
I used to wake up like really early, like 5:30 for school, but I don't need to do that anymore because we're at home and we're quarantined. So I'm taking advantage. If I want to wake up at 10 o'clock, I'm going to wake up at 10 o'clock.
Chloe Blackburn shares that it is important to separate your workspace from your play space. During the quarantine, she has picked up some new hobbies.
If I really wanted to explore my painting hobby, I'm going to paint more. If I really want to get into my photography, then I'm going to take more pictures.
Adapting to virtual learning has caused Chloe to miss out on the extracurricular activities she once was a part of.
I was really involved on campus considering I was in ASB, and I have been for the past 2 years.
ASB stands for Associated Student Body, where she and her peers would plan events for their school. Now Chloe is focusing on finding more time to connect with others and to learn more about herself.
Talking with loved ones that I haven't reached out to in a long time. So I guess that's what's keeping me positive. But this whole thing for me is just really reflection.
With her positive outlook on life, Chloe Blackburn, like many students, will not allow COVID-19 to get the best of them, but they will continue to rise and be successful in spite of. I'm Kaelyn Ryan reporting for Valley View News. Hey, it's Kaelyn Ryan with your One Way LA News. Future has provided over 100,000 masks to healthcare workers and patients battling COVID-19 through his Free Wishes Foundation. Ariana Grande has given back to the Bell Project, Fund for Families, the Mental Health Fund, and more. 2 Chainz delayed his Escobar restaurant launch and chose to feed the homeless instead. Thanks for watching another 1 Minute Wednesday. For more information, please visit onewayla.org. Governor Gavin Newsom's Project Room Key plan fell short, only providing housing for 4,000 people, missing their mark by 11,000. The goal was to provide permanent housing for 15,000 people who are deemed most vulnerable to the COVID-19 virus due to their age and previous health conditions. With $200 million in existing funds, the city will need another $600 million to meet their goal.